What's going on, Turbo Zone? Axel here, and I'm doing a video review for my good friend, my mother from another brother, Alex of the Turbo Zone. Alex is trying to beat some kind of YouTube world record to see how many video reviews he can put out in a month. So we're here to give him a little assistance. He decided to call in the big guns. They didn't answer, so he got me instead. So what game am I reviewing? I'll give you a couple hints. It's got violence, explosions, fishing. It's got animal petting, cockfighting. No, I'm not talking about The Littlest Pet Shop. Welcome to Far Cry 6. So I know what you're thinking. Far Cry, the same game that's been copying and pasting for years. And to those people, I say, you are absolutely correct. For the most part, the Far Cry games have been the same every year. They found what worked in Far Cry 3, and they've kind of just stuck with it. Far Cry 6 takes place in 2021 on a fictional Caribbean island of Yara. The player takes the role of a local Yaran rebel named Danny, a former... You shoot shit. A lot of shit. So why do I play these games? Why does a badger attack me every time I'm trying to solid snake my way through a level? Why do I wear sunglasses in my room? Let's find out. So I'm not going to give this a rating or anything like that. I am just going to say what I think is in good and bad for this game. And I'll start with the bad first. So in the past Far Cry games, you would level up and you would get XP points to put towards things like speed boost, health upgrades, abilities to help you see items, extra stealth kill moves, etc. But Far Cry 6 got rid of the skill tree. They decided to go with a more modern looter-shooter style progression and tied these things to your gear you're wearing, which I'm not a big fan of. The problem is, unlike a skill tree, I can't really stack my abilities to make my guy the way I want him. It's not like I can wear 5 shirts and 8 pairs of pants. I got to where I found some gear I liked early on, and I never bothered changing it. Far Cry also has co-op, but it's even worse than the other games. In some of the other games you had co-op specific missions, but in 6 players can join someone's campaign. The issue is that whoever joined your game doesn't get anything in their game. So if they do a mission in your game, when they go back to their game, they will have to redo that mission again. This type of co-op is very outdated, and it's obvious they didn't put any effort into the co-op. Another issue, and this is most of the games, is the bugs. There's one mission I was doing where I was supposed to be shooting enemies while in the back of a moving truck. The issue is, several times I would just get thrown from the truck as if something was pulling me away. Even while I was on the ground walking, I was still being pulled towards the enemy. I ran into quite a few issues like this where things just didn't work properly, but like I said, it's normal Far Cry stuff. Usually you just kind of have to reload the last save and you'll be okay. It's nothing game breaking. I'm going to lump this in with the bad, but it doesn't necessarily bother me because I don't really use them. In Far Cry 6, all the companions you get are animals. In the past games, you could get animals and people who would follow you, but this time around they decided to go with just animals. Like I said, I never really use companions, so you can take this as a negative or a positive. Now, for the good things of Far Cry 6. One of the things that the Far Cry games have always been really good at is making the player despise the villain, and Far Cry 6 excels at this. Anton has quickly become one of my favorite villains in the franchise. I won't spoil the things he does to your friends, civilians, and even his own family, but early on in the game you are going to want to kill him. If I had to rank my top 3 Far Cry villains, Anton would be number 3, right behind Voss from Far Cry 3 at number 2, and Joseph Seed from Far Cry 5 at number 1. What can I say? I guess I like cult leaders. One of the biggest draws for me to Far Cry is the gameplay loop. Being able to scope out a mission area, choose whether you want to go in guns blazing or use stealth, choose where or how you want to enter areas. Do I want to sneak in an underwater cave to come behind the enemy, or do I want to drop in from a helicopter into the base like I'm fucking Rambo? It's all up to the player, and this is the best part of the Far Cry games. Another good thing they've changed is the soldiers don't always attack you. There's plenty of areas like towns that as long as you have your weapons holstered and you don't get too close to them, they won't attack you. One of the biggest complaints of the other Far Cry games is enemies were relentless. You were constantly fighting something. They have also streamlined some things in 6 to make it more convenient for players, like not having to manually skin animals or search bodies for ammo. Now you just walk over them and it automatically picks the stuff up. They also made it to where you can switch to any weapon you want without having to go back to the workbench. Get to an area where you need a rocket launcher, that's alright, just swap out that sniper rifle on the fly and you're good to go. Another thing they added this time, I wasn't a fan of at first, but since it saved my ass so many times, I'll throw this in with the good, and that's the Supremos. The Supremos are backpacks your character wears that basically charge up like a super ability. You get to choose between a few of them. There's a missile launcher one that locks onto targets. There's a flame attack that burns everything around you. And there's like a poison one that throws gas at everybody. I ended up just using the missile launcher one because it was perfect for taking out the helicopters. So why do I play the Far Cry games? I do like the Far Cry games, but a few years ago I found myself asking the same question. When New Dawn came out a few years ago, I wasn't feeling it at the time and played some other games that came out at the time. When things died down, I went back to it and I enjoyed it. That's when I realized that the Far Cry games are like comfort food to me. They are games where I can turn my brain off and just shoot some shit. They allow me to relax, maybe turn on a podcast or something and just unwind. Is Far Cry 6 for everyone? Maybe, maybe not. The good thing is the holidays are coming up and these games always go on sale for the holidays. So if you stumble upon Far Cry 6 for 30 bucks or something and you don't have anything else to play, why not pick it up? If I had to rank my top Far Cry games, I would probably put 6 at probably number 4. It's up there with Far Cry 3, Far Cry 5, and my favorite is Far Cry 2. I want to thank Alex for letting me make a review video for his channel, and good luck with the rest of your reviews. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.